My name is Yvette Raymond. I've been in higher education finance for about 20 years. I lived in Pittsburgh for the last 25. I just recently moved to Georgia to take the position of controller here at Piedmont College. Prior to this, I used Oracle product. This is my first experience using our current platform and Synoptix. So I'm in my learning curve and I like what I see so far. So like I said before, I used Oracle e-business suites and they had a really compatible reporting function with that. So I was looking for the same kind of relationship here when I came to Piedmont College, and I found that it wasn't being utilized. So I started asking questions and poked around and found out that we had access to the Synoptix product. So as soon as I could, I scheduled training, trying to understand how it worked. And I was pleasantly surprised to find out that, we were able to build reports and drill down and get answers fairly quickly from the system. I saw that we had the product Synoptix, and I started asking questions. I was like, what is this Synoptix? I see that it goes along with our colleague Illusion product. What does it do? And then I went to IT to get access to it. And then I started digging around like, oh, this is supposed to be used for us to create reports and run reports to get answers quickly, instead of going to colleague, downloading the raw data and manipulating it and taking like forever to get the answers we need. Once I started digging around, and then I got to understand the product better, I was a lot more satisfied with the abilities. The thing that triggered my search into Synoptix was the fact that I came from a different environment. I came from a different college. I came from Pittsburgh. We used a product that had a reporting component. So when I came to Piedmont College and found, I was looking for that same kind of relationship with the accounting information system, a reporting component like Synoptix that would be able to give us answers quickly, that we could build templates in and drill down for detail and get our answers quickly. Once I discovered the need for a reporting function, some of the obstacles was getting information about how to use it, the utilization, how to build a report. What are the features? Once I discovered that we can schedule training, and training was a part of the service that came with the software, reaching out to the team and scheduling a WebEx training was pretty simple. What stood out most about Synoptix was the fact that instead of using spreadsheets, I was able to build a report in Synoptix one time and then run it with the date parameters at a future date and get the answers quickly, instead of manipulating spreadsheets and taking an exorbitant amount of time to get the same answers. What sold me on utilizing Synoptix was the fact that, one, I can get the answers quickly. It met the expectations of what I was used to prior. Just building the report, running it, getting your answers quickly. The answers were correct. When I drilled down, I was able to get the details I needed as far as what made up the answers, and you can format it in a way that you can print it and present to senior administration. What's impacted the college as far as the use of Synoptix is the fact that when I got here, I don't want to make this sound negative, but they're not very used to using technology to help them be more efficient in accomplishing their tasks, or utilizing technology as part of the day-to-day work. So when I came on board, I was like, hey guys, we can be a lot more efficient in the work that we do by utilizing this product. We already have it, it's paid for. Learn how to use it, build your reports, and I promise you life will be a lot easier. The use of technology to make your work more efficient was not on the forefront of a lot of people's minds here. It's like you have all the time in the world to do this. Like, no, we really don't. There's a better way to do it. And I think the Piedmont College team is more on board with using Synoptix as they find out that it can do all these additional things. Once they learn to trust that this is really the same information that you're manipulating for hours to get to, more people are on board. And I sing the praises every chance I get at every meeting about, systems and IT. I mention, hey guys, remember we have Synoptix. We use it to generate your reports. Actually, we have a few people in admissions that use Synoptix to pull like student data. We do have a guy in IT who helps us as far as, collaborating with the colleague team. Oh, not the colleague team, but the Synoptix team to build the reports and such. But I know for sure admissions, there are a few people in admissions that use it. And every time I have a chance, I let people know that we have this product. You don't have to manipulate spreadsheets. You can just get your access and run the reports from the system. The things I was able to achieve after using Synoptix is going in there and getting an answer quickly. So I do a lot of iPads reports. I do the financial statements every quarter, even to see like what did we spend for the year on books. You can just use the wildcards, put that object code in, run it, and get that number. Double click on it, drill down, and see all the lines. It was super easy. That's like amazing. Instead of signing into 10 different screens in Colleague to get the detail. Going into the system with Colleague, it would take me 10 minutes. Synoptix is like 2 minutes. What has exceeded my expectations since working with the Synoptix team was, I think a few months ago, they created some customized reports for me. Things that I would never have been able to build myself. I don't even know that I have the ability to build the reports that they created for me. They worked with me to find out the kind of information I needed from the report. They worked with our IT team to figure out the fields within Colleague they needed to access to put the report together. They delivered it recently, and I ran it, and it's doing what I requested. It's giving me the information at a drop of 2 seconds. I can get the information that I need, saving a lot of time. What I would say post-implementation, the relationship that I have with Synoptix, now I have names. So I send a quick email if I have, a question or a request. Then I just send a quick email, and they're very responsive to get back to me and figure out how they can help. So that's major for me, to get that support continuously. What makes me happiest about working with Synoptix is the fact that the staff, they're very responsive. They listen to what you're requesting. They listen to what your needs are, and they try to, one, either provide the training or the reporting assistance that you need to get the answers that you're looking for. If I had a friend that was on the fence about trying Synoptix, I would say definitely it saves you time, and it pulls the information that's already in the system. You don't have to reconstruct anything. You just have to know what you're looking for, build your report, and it'll save you time in the future. The upfront time in creating the report, you spend a little time, but future, it would save you tons of time. Why spend your time manipulating a spreadsheet? You can use that same time to do something more meaningful. The main reason I would recommend Synoptix is the fact that it's very compatible with our accounting information system, with Elution Colleague. A lot of products claim to be compatible, when in reality it really isn't when you come down to the core of it. It's very easy to be able to build a report in it, and it really does truly talk to our system and pull accurate information. I would say Synoptix is very simple to use and implement, which is huge. You don't want something overly cumbersome or that would take too long to try to work with your system. It was very quick, they're very supportive, and the information is accurate. It does what it says it's going to do.